I have a plan. Stop it.
Bigger puncher needs to lay traps.
They would all put me as an underdog, and then when I shock the world like I said I would, then I become a star like Muhammad Ali.
He's got a big heart, he throws plenty of punches, he can punch as well, which is a very, very dangerous fight.
Paul says that he's picking Ryan Garcia to knock you out. What are your response to those comments?
Jake Paul is a clown.
Ryan Garcia looking to regain momentum.
So don't get ready.
Take this
You
fight.
ain't got nothing. Boy, I don't care. You too ugly to be champ. I don't care. And that's from Muhammad Ali. Boy, I'm pretty. Because that's going to give me the respect I deserve. And I'm never afraid. I'm trying to tell you. And you're going to see that come out when I fight Tank.
Two unbeaten at their best, in their prime, going at it, daring to be great.
Ryan Garcia.
Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, I mean, Gervonta Davis has a he has a clause.
10 pounds or something.
Yeah, with Ryan, where he can't weigh more than a certain amount after the weigh-in, which
It's
is
a little.
kind of
Yeah.
a little bit.
Like, what do you care what he weighs, right?
Yeah, like you made.
Who do you got in that fight?
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm a giant Gervonta fan. I think he's super talented, but Ryan has that left hook. That left hook is preposterous.
He's got the reach on him too.
That left hook is so fast. Like, he catches guys in exchanges. You don't even see it land.
Yeah.
But it's mostly left hook.
Yeah.
You know, I know he has a right hand. He uses it, but his left hook is just so... That style that he uses, using that reach and just whipping that left hook, it's...
Boom.
Very unusual.
And his speed is way above natural. Like, he's really up there with the hand speed. But so is Gervonta, especially in the pocket. I mean,
Gervonta in the pocket's a monster.
Oh my god,
He's
reminds me like a little Tyson.
He's short and he conserves his punches. Where, you know, like the first few rounds, he throws very few punches.
He's just measuring. He's a computer, man.
Yep.
He's just getting the data on you, faking you, taking pictures of everything you're doing. Then like round 3, round 4, he's dialed in. He's slipping, pop, pop, pop.
He's got special power too. His power's special.
And he's mean too.
Oh yeah, mean is a big part of it.
Gervonta a favourite in the fight, but I liked what I saw from Ryan. I felt like Gervonta is aware of how dangerous this fight is, which surprised me a little bit. Ryan can really punch, but we have seen him on the floor against Luke Campbell, and he hasn't really boxed. I mean, Luke Campbell's a world-class fighter, but not consistently at the level that Gervonta has. So there's a lot of unanswered questions about Ryan Garcia. He might get steamrolled and knocked out. But I have a funny feeling
for the moment we've all been waiting for. Fight fans, welcome back to Luxurytainment.
Lightweight champion of the world.
In this video, we'll take a closer look between the fights between Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia.
I'm ready to go after everybody. I want everybody. Let's go. I'm turned up. I'm turned up. Let's go.
Be the perfect test for you. This is a big step up fight.
Sits the kid down. It was a good shot. I was home.
Now we're going to see what this kid's made of.
The two undefeated stars with dynamite in their fists gives the boxing sport what it needs. Two fighters in their prime.
Everything. I knew it was going to be a body shot long ago.
The poor guy couldn't breathe. You see that slow-mo of it? It looks like his whole body collapsed.
Luke Campbell said it was the toughest shot he'd ever been through.
He's like, I've been practicing this.
Well, because no one takes the kid serious. And like time and time again, he's proven he's lethal.
Gervonta Davis is a former 3-weight world champion with a perfect record of 28 wins, 0 losses, and the 26 wins were by the way of knockouts. Davis became a world champion for the first time when he won the IBF Super Bantamweight title in January 2017. He went on to make a couple of successful defenses before winning the WBA title and making a couple of successful defenses Tank Davis stepped up to lightweight in December 2019 and knocked out Gamboa in the 12th round to win the vacant WBA title.
How did he weather that? Another one. And a hook. And down he goes.
This is over. I'm here. Whatever what they want to do, I'm here, baby. Ain't no safety on this Glock. You know? Ain't no safety on this Glock.
He then stopped Leo Santa Cruz in the 6th round of a fight for the WBA lightweight title and the WBA super featherweight belt in October 2020.
I want to give a big shout out to Leo dad. You know, through the hard times that he was going through, he was strong and he made it through his situation. So give a big shout out to his dad.
Davis moved up to super lightweight to stop Mario Barrios in the 11th round for the WBA super lightweight crown in June 2021. But since then, he has campaigned solely at lightweight.
I ain't turning down nothing. There's never been a time where somebody came to me and said, "We want you to fight such and such," and I was like, "No, that's not a good idea." You know what I mean? I fight whoever they put in front of me. You know what I mean?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite the defending champion to the stage from Baltimore, Maryland.
I literally just went in there and beat the shit out of everybody, you know, and this is not gonna change. He's gonna get knocked out, and that's...
In December 2021, he went the distance for the first time in 7 years as he beat Isaac Cruz by unanimous decision. He has not needed the judges since then. However, following up his 6th round stoppage of Rolando Romero with a 9th round finish of Hector Garcia back in January.
If it was the streets, these would have been smoked. And that's what it is. That's what it is. No disrespect, but to come get this.
Hey, I've got a chip on my shoulder. I can beat Ryan Garcia, and then I'll be the one to beat Tank Davis.
Ryan Garcia is a former interim lightweight champion with an unbeaten record of 23 wins, 0 losses, 19 wins by the way of knockouts. Garcia won minor titles at super featherweight before making the move up to lightweight a few years ago. In his first 3 fights, he won minor titles at that weight, stopping both Romero Duno and Francisco Fonseca in the first round. His next outing was far from smooth, as he was knocked down for the first time in his career.
Body shot, and he goes down, and now Campbell is down on a knee, 2 knees.
In the second round by former Olympic gold medalist Luke Campbell. Garcia recovered though, and went on to stop the British fighter in the 7th round of
Oscar De La Hoya with a vicious body shot. That body shot.
Ryan Garcia then went the distance in his next fight as he claimed a unanimous decision win against Emmanuel Tago in April 2022. He then followed that up a couple of months later with a 6th round stoppage of Javier Fortuna. Both Ryan and Davis are unbeaten, combining for 51 wins and 45 knockouts, and part of a group of talented, charismatic fighters from the 130 to 140 pounder, who could ultimately compete in a series of bouts that rivaled the legendary Four Kings era from the 147 to 160 pounds in the 1980s. Davis is ranked 2nd by the Ring magazine, behind champion Devin Haney, 1 slot ahead of Garcia in 3rd place. Davis defended the WBA 2nd tier title with his triumph in Washington, D.C., and Garcia is ranked as the organization's #1 contender. Garcia is also ranked 11th at lightweight by the IBF and 7th by the WBC at 140 pounds. They're both obviously very explosive and both have the power to knock each other out. I think we've seen in the past that Garcia can be exposed and can be a little bit vulnerable. So I'll lean towards Tank in that one, probably a 4th round stoppage. But I don't write Garcia off at all. I think with his explosive power and with his speed, he can knock anybody out. And if you hit somebody in the right place at the right time, you can knock him out. Ryan Garcia's strengths as a boxer include his speed, precision, and power in his punches.
I want it sooner rather than later, but you know how boxing is. No, I went to check on him and he was in the ambulance. I was actually scared, but they gave me word that he was all right and he's safe now. He's stable and everything's good. Like last fight, I'm just here to show everybody how much I improved and where I belong in this sport, and that's at the top, fighting against the best. You know, there is no hype here. It's the real deal.
He has excellent footwork and is quick on his feet, which allows him to move around the ring and create angles to land punches on his opponents. Garcia also has a strong left hook, which he often uses to set up his right hand. Additionally, he has a good sense of timing and can counter-punch effectively.
I think that he wanted the fight. You know, this is going to be a tough fight for him, but he wanted it, and you know, I wanted it for a while too.
It's going to be a tough fight, but I can't sure that I can win this fight. Opportunity for me to show the world that not only Manny Pacquiao can do history in boxing.
Gervonta Davis is also known for his speed and power, and his aggressive style can be difficult to handle for any opponent. Davis has a reputation for being a devastating puncher with a high knockout percentage in his fights. He is also skilled at cutting off the ring and putting pressure on his opponents, which can wear them down over the course of the fight.
Garcia able to land that right now. He's down, he goes. Right-handed a hook, and Duno is hurt. Wow, it's over.
Ryan's resume is quite weak in general, and Tank, I think, has been in harder fights against better opposition on the bigger stages. But the one thing I would say is I'm quite surprised that the people in boxing that know them well give Ryan a fantastic chance in the fight. People like Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, they rate Ryan Garcia, so he's obviously a tremendous fighter.
It's kind of awkward, but in this fight he's not the
I exposed his ass, and everybody in this room knows it.
Anybody who tries to put you down and tells you you can't become something, remember, you're not who people tell you are, you're who you choose to be. You're not chose to be a champion tonight.
He is a lethal fighter, and you make one simple mistake, like you throw a right a little too slow like the guy tonight, and you're gonna get caught, lights out.
I honestly can't wait for this one. I'm gonna go with Tank, who I predict wins by knockout in the 4th round.
You ain't got nothing, boy. I don't care. You too ugly to be champ. I'm fucking champ, and that's from Muhammad Ali. Boy, I'm pretty.
And just to add, Ryan Garcia has several strengths as a boxer. He will need to be at his best to overcome Gervonta Davis, who is a formidable opponent with his own set of skills and strengths. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Have a great day.
Paul says that he's picking Ryan Garcia to knock you out. What are your response to those comments?
Jake Paul is a clown and Ryan is a baby clown. Tell him to get ready.
February 14th. It is time for the moment we've all been waiting for.
I'm about to shock the world, beat Leonard, beat Luke Campbell, beat Gervonta Davis, now I'm gonna go after Devin.
It's gonna be an explosive fight, man. I mean, if you're not able, if you don't watch boxing, just the fight to watch, for sure. If you can get there, make sure y'all there. If you can't, make sure y'all buy the pay-per-view, because it's gonna be a good one for me.
Be champ, I'm fucking champ, and that's from